All right, we should be live now. Happy Super Bowl Sunday, guys. Only three games to talk about for NBA, but this is actually a pretty decent slate. So, yeah, let's jump into it. First, let's go over what we know so far. Let's see. So we actually already have a game going on, the Pistons Nuggets game. It started really early, 11:30 Central. We have Giannis Antetokounmpo will play. That was slight changing news, right? Because if he was out, then you would look to Bledsoe, Middleton, and Ersan. But Giannis playing definitely takes a hit to those guys. We have DiVincenzo available as well. Big news here is Ricky Rubio is out, so they're going to start Elie Kobo. We saw Elie Kobo start I feel like that was a few weeks ago when Rubio was out and he just busted. But he's almost a mid-price point guard starting, so I'm a little bit undecided what I want to do with a Kobo. There's other solid value, though, I think we can look to if you don't want to go there. We have the Rockets starting. Still no Clint Capella, so we have Westbrook, Harden, Gordon, House, Tucker. We saw that last game, all the Rockets starters got huge minutes, and this is a 250.5 over-under. So you're going to want a lot of pieces. Obviously, my favorite game to attack here. On the Pelican side, Ball, Holiday, Ingram, Williams, Zion, and Favors. Let's see. Bucks are starting Bledsoe, Matthews, Middleton, Giannis, and Brook Lopez. All right, let's take a look at the numbers here, right? A 251 right now. I think that's the highest I've ever seen in an NBA game. 251 over under. Pelicans, Rockets, 4.5 point spread. I'm absolutely in love with this game. I think you want a lot of pieces to it. We have Suns, Bucks at 233, also pretty high. 13.5 point spread though, so there definitely is some risk here. And then we have Bulls, Raptors at 215 with the Raptors here by 10.5, a little bit of blowout risk there as well. So, let's go team by team here. We'll start with Phoenix. So, the question on this slate is, it's all about, do you think Phoenix keeps this game close? If you do, you're probably going to want to get some exposure here, either whether it be Booker, Ayton, Oubre, I think Bridges and a Kobo are viable punt options. They have a lot of guys out, right? So, most likely if Phoenix is going to keep this close, Booker's going to have a huge game here at 8.7. No Rubio. His upside is through the roof. It's just, how do you want to play it, right? Personally, how I'm playing it, I'm kind of leaning more towards the blowout in this one. So, I'm not as high in this game, but, if Phoenix keeps this game close, we know Booker could have a huge game here. Milwaukee plays at a really fast pace, which is good. They're solid defensively, but they play at a really, really fast pace. So, it's all about, what do you think happens in this game? Ayton at 7.5K is okay. I just like two other centers more. Brook Lopez is too cheap, and Serge Ibaka are too cheap. Those are the two centers I'm going with. I get it if you want to go Ayton, more contrarian, but not going to be the way that I go. Oubre, another really cheap piece, right? He's going to get huge minutes if this game stays close. He is just underpriced. Again, it's whether or not you think this game stays close. If you do, I think if I think Phoenix keeps this game close, I think the first two guys I'd plug in would be Booker and Oubre. They're just underpriced, and they're probably one or even both could have a huge game. Mikal Bridges certainly viable as a punt option too. He probably still gets his low to mid 30s minutes. Not a very high usage guy, but he's definitely viable on this slate. And then the question here is what to do with Elie Kobo. He's starting. He got a DNP last game. It's a tough one, right? Because I think he could start and play like 25, 30 minutes and have a really solid game, or he could start and play like 15 minutes. So I'm a little bit torn right now. The issue here is, the good thing is Ty Jerome is out. He was actually getting some run, 10, 23, 19 minutes last few games. So he is out. I think that, is a little bit more minutes for Kobo. But again, we also have Javon Carter. They can use, where's Tyler Johnson? Tyler Johnson's in, I believe. Yep. So these are two guys they can use the point guard as well. And they can also do Devin Booker at the point and just run more, throw like Mikal Bridges in, or I guess Sarge is out too. They are pretty thin. How many available players they're going to have here? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Tariq Owens. Is he even... I don't even know if he's going to be active. So that's a question mark. 7. Harper. I don't know about him either. 8. They're going to be pretty thin. So I don't know. Maybe I'm talking myself into Kobo. I don't know what. I'm still undecided here, right? I really see him play 25, 30 minutes. I could see him play 15 minutes. He's at min price. So that's the big question mark for me. Again, Phoenix really shorthanded. I could see Booker, Oubre having a massive game here if Phoenix keeps this game close. So, yeah, that basically wraps up there for Phoenix. On the Milwaukee side, definitely takes a hit with Giannis playing. I think Giannis is definitely in play as a spend up, but I think I prefer Harden to him or Westbrook. I think I prefer one of those Rockets guards, right? 250.5 over under. This game has some blowout risk. So Giannis more can train a spend up in my opinion, but he could still have a massive game if this game stays close. Middleton, probably a pass for me at that price. One guy I do have some interest here is Bledsoe, revenge game spot. He's had big games against Phoenix in the past. No George Hill, 31, 31, and 32 minutes last couple games, so his minutes have been secure. And yeah, again, revenge spot. I could see him having an upside game here at this price. So I think Bledsoe is definitely up there. One of my favorite plays on the Milwaukee side. Ersan can't pay $5K for him with Giannis playing. DiVincenzo is a viable punt option at $4K. I think we get mid-20s minutes from him. I think he's certainly viable. And Brook Lopez. I really like this price at $3.9K. I'm not a big Brook Lopez guy, but we're probably going to get 25 or so minutes from him. We know Phoenix runs big. Ayton's going to play a lot of minutes. So I think Brook Lopez probably gets 25 to 30 minutes. That's just too cheap of a price tag. So I really like Brook Lopez at 3.9. Other options like Connaughton at 3.1. I liked him when DiVincenzo was out. Well, he got 26 minutes, 27 fantasy points at mid price. I'm just a little bit worried now that DiVincenzo's back. I don't think Connaughton gets enough minutes. But yeah, that's really it. I guess you could always play the blowout factor and play Connaughton. And, if Milwaukee blows him out, he will get more run. But, yeah, all in all, I think my favorite play here on the Milwaukee side is Brook Lopez at 3.9K. That's too cheap. I like DiVincenzo's a value play. I like Bledsoe revenge spot there. And I think Giannis is contrarian spend up at 11K. Now we get to my favorite game. It's going to be everyone's favorite game, right? 250.5 over under. On the Pelicans side, I like a lot here. We've seen Drew Holiday and Brandon Ingram have big games here with Zion in the lineup, right? Drew Holiday put up in a blowout 26 minutes, 42 fancy points. We've seen Brandon Ingram have a decent game, right? 24 minutes, 36 fancy points in a blowout. Both those guys are going to get over 30 minutes, probably 30 to 35 in a close game. Zion himself at 7.7, his minutes have been trending up. This could be the breakout game for him in one of the best possible spots. I really like Lonzo. He's getting big minutes at 7K. Favors is the one I'm a little bit concerned about because Houston's running small ball, right? They're starting PJ Tucker at the 5. So I could see Favors crush, but I could also see him, not play as many minutes and then play a lot of Zion at the 5. So I'm a little bit torn here. I love the price on Favors. I'm worried about the minutes with Houston going small ball. I am. I think there's a chance he gets low 20s minutes, but he could also crush the salary if he gets extended. So this is where I'm a little bit undecided with the Favors. I'm just worried about them going small ball. I think Josh Hart and JJ Redick are viable punt options, both under 4K. Both we probably get 25 plus minutes from them in a really, really good spot. So I'm okay landing on one of those guys. But yeah, all in all, I like a lot here with the Pelicans. Really, you can't go wrong with any of the starters. Drew, Zion, Ingram, Lonzo, Favors. I'd probably try to get a couple of those guys in your lineup. Yeah, there's just 250, 251 over under. You're gonna want some pieces to this game. Favors is a question mark for me. I could see him crushing if he gets some minutes, but I also could see him get limited minutes. On the Houston side, there's a lot to love here. Harden and Westbrook, tough call here. Harden finally had the breakout game, 75 fancy points. Shot the ball well. This is just, again, one of the best possible spots here. I know Drew Holiday's a solid defender. I'm not too worried about that, though. If you want to save money, I'm perfectly fine going to Westbrook, too. He's been playing huge minutes, also been playing really well, so I think you can play both Westbrook and Harden if you want to. It's all about, what fits better in your lineup. If you can't get to Harden, I'm perfectly fine settling with Westbrook. It's a really tough call there for me. So I would probably try to get one of those spend-up guards in there, whether it be Harden, whether it be Westbrook. So no Capella. We're going to see a lot of PJ Tucker at the 5. The issue is just he's such a low usage guy. Even playing the 5 that last game against Dallas, only had 1 rebound. How is it even possible starting center to get 1 rebound? We also will get some Cephalosha at the 5 most likely. He's at min price, but not a guy I'm super excited about. Maybe we see Hartenstein here. I think he got a DNP though the last game. Didn't even play, so don't think we can go there. Eric Gordon, a little pricey at 5.9, more of a contrarian option here with Westbrook and Harden playing. Revenge spot, though, just thought I'd bring that up. Again, I'm not super excited about PJ Tucker. I think Danuel House is one of my favorite value plays here, 4.1. The last couple games he started, 46 and 38 minutes. He's going to play a lot. And again, this is such a high tempo game. We'll probably get 35 to 40 minutes from House. This game against Portland, he didn't start. That's when Capella's back, so I wouldn't be super worried about that. I think we get 35 to 40 from House. And I know he's not a super high usage guy, but if we're going to get about 40 minutes from him, I would prefer him to PJ Tucker. House, the better offensive player. So I do like House a good amount there, 4.1. Rivers and McMorr will get a little bit of time, but I'm not super. I think I'd just rather get to House compared to these guys who probably get less minutes. So that basically wraps it up here for Houston. Lots of love here with either Harden or Westbrook. I think Gordon's more of a contrarian play. I do like Danuel House a lot at 4.1. I think he gets big minutes. And then that's basically it. Last game here, Chicago and Toronto. So Chicago, another team that's very, very thin. There is some blowout risk here. Levine is going to be super, super contrarian here at 8.4K. I think he's probably under 10% owned on the slate. I'm okay getting to him, but definitely not for me for one lineup. Thad Young, again, 5.2. I think I'll probably pass there. Satoransky does intrigue me here at 4.5. 28, 36, and 31 Mets last couple games. We have no Chris Dunn, too, so I think Satoransky's minutes are probably pretty secure. So if Chicago has any chance, besides Levine, I think Satoransky's going to have to step up. He's definitely someone I'm considering there as a cheaper option. Again, no Chris Dunn. It's going to be interesting to see who they end up starting. I don't think they start Kobe White, but I think he does get more minutes off the bench, 3.8K. If this game turns into a blowout, I could see him getting a lot more run. Cornette at 3.7, kind of gross, but I think he's a viable punt option. Let's see. Hutchinson, Valentine, those are more dart throws for me. I'm interested to see if they start Shaq Harrison. My best guess is he is going to start. If that's the case, I think he would be a viable cheap option. But yeah, we got to see who they end up starting for Chris Dunn. So yeah, all in all, not a whole lot of like for Chicago, but there are some interesting pieces, right? If this game blows out, you could take a shot at some of these cheaper guys. I think Satoransky's a little bit underpriced there at 4.5. I'm okay taking a shot in Cornette or even Chandler Hutchinson, as gross as that sounds, right? Those guys, Hutchinson especially, probably gets a little more run if the game blows out. Valentine has been an okay run. Again, if you think the game blows out, you could take a shot there. My best guess is Shaq Harrison starts, but we'll see what they end up doing here for Chicago. Toronto, so this game, it's the lowest over-under by far, right? Let's see, 215 over-under. We still have no Marc Gasol. We have no Norman Powell, which is somewhat significant. He was playing minutes into the mid-20s. So, Siakam at 9.1. I think it's just more contrarian, right? When we have guys in a lot better spots, I don't see myself prioritizing him. Fred VanVleet and Lowry, kind of the same thing. I don't think I prioritize those guys when you just have, the Pelicans. This game, you have Phoenix Milwaukee game should be played at a much faster pace. So, I could see them definitely getting you there, but I don't think I prioritize those guys. I like the more guys in the Pelicans Rockets game. Serge Ibaka is my favorite player at 6.2. No Marc Gasol. We're probably going to get about 30 minutes from him. Even if this game blows out, I could see Ibaka getting you there in 25 minutes at 6.2K. So I think he is just too cheap at this price. Really like him. OG at 5.1. I'll probably pass. I also like Boucher a good amount. 3.3K. 13, 15, 18 minutes. We're probably going to get around there. If the game blows out, he get extended to 20, 25. This is just too cheap of a price tag at 3.3. So I do like him a good amount there as a value play. And then guys like McCaw, guys like Terrence Davis, these are viable punt options. I think they get a little, a little bit more minutes with no Norman Powell. The issue is Patrick McCaw, a very low usage guy, whereas Terrence Davis, the minutes have been not really there. If I was going to take a shot on a guy, I would be Davis and just hope he gets the minutes. But I think they maybe just extend McCaw a bit. He's just a very, very low usage guy. So that basically wraps up here for Toronto, Chicago. Let me give you guys my core today. Again, there's a lot of different ways you can go, but I am going to go, we'll go Value City today. Once again. So let's go Brook Lopez at 3.9K. Again, I'm not a super big Brook Lopez guy, but that's just too cheap for a guy that probably gets 25 or so minutes. Ayton, not a good defender. So like Brook Lopez a good amount. Let's see. I think Danuel House is too cheap. Again, if we're going to get about 25 to 30 minutes or 35 to 40 minutes from House at 4.1 in this match against the Pelicans, I know he's kind of scoring dependent, but I just like the price a lot there. So I think he's a pretty solid value play. We'll throw him in. Let's see. I think you probably try to get one of those Toronto bigs, whether it be Ibaka, whether it be Boucher. If you think the game blows out, maybe you go Boucher, where I think Ibaka probably the safer options. Let's go Ibaka for now. Again, if you want to save money and you think the game blows out, you can definitely go Boucher. And then as a spend up, I think it's got to be one of those Rockets guards. 250, one over under. Love Harden, love Westbrook. We'll throw Harden in there. Again, I'm perfectly fine going to Westbrook too. From here, I think you try to get a couple of those Pelicans guys in, or you could go here at the Phoenix side, right, and maybe try to get Booker, Oubre, and then run it back like a Bledsoe, right? You can definitely do that if you think that game stays close. But man, 251 over under. I like this game a lot, so that's the way I'm going right now for this 3-game slate. Again, if you think Toronto blows them out, I'm perfectly fine going to Boucher there and going superstars and scrubs. I think you probably can play Boucher and Ibaka together if you really want to. Again, 3.3K for Boucher is just too cheap there, so I'm perfectly fine getting to him. So yeah, I think that's basically it. So let's get to some questions here. Again, only 3-game slate, but let's do it. What's up? Brook or Cornette? I got to go Brook Lopez there. Booker, Oubre, Lopez, or Giannis, Satoransky, and Bridges. That's a tough one. I think I like the upside a little bit more with Booker, Oubre, and Lopez. Ayton sucks. Lopez going to smash. Yeah, I mean, he's just too cheap in my opinion. Redick, Brook, or Hutchinson, House. I think I'll go Redick and Brook Lopez there. That's what I had, yeah. My GPP line is a Kobo gross. Yeah, so that's another, like, you can definitely go a Kobo here. I'm still a little bit undecided if I want to play him or not. He's min-price. He's a starting point guard. You can go there if you don't want to go House or if you don't want to go, like, there is other ways you can go here. I'm perfectly fine getting to a Kobo there. It's just his minutes are kind of up in the air. Kobo, Harden, Oubre, House, Ibaka, Satoransky, Ingram, and Ayton. Yeah, I like that. Favors or Lopez. So obviously Derek Favors has a lot more upside. I'm just worried about the small ball, right? Going up against PJ Tucker and Cephalosha. I think there's definitely a chance he gets limited minutes-wise, but there's also a chance he could get extended and just absolutely crush that salary. Bledsoe or Lowry, close one. I will go Bledsoe there in a revenge spot with no George Hill. I think we get about 30 minutes from him in a close game, so I will go Eric Bledsoe there. Westbrook, Booker, House, Zion, Lopez, Okobo, Young, and Ball. Perfectly fine with me. Lopez, Ingram, or Fred VanVleet and Redick. I'll go Brook Lopez and Ingram there. Williamson or Ingram, that's a tough one. I think Zion, if you have the money, but it's close. I'm perfectly fine, spending down a little bit on Ingram there too. Javon Carter over Okobo. So you could make the argument there for GPPs going Javon Carter over Okobo. He is also at min price. Again, I just don't know what they're going to do with their minutes. They have him, they have Tyler Johnson, they have Okobo. They can also run run Booker at the point. So that is a concern. They are pretty short though, so pretty short-handed. So let's see, man. I am torn between Harden and Westbrook. LOL. Yeah, I mean it's a tough call. I don't really have a strong lean either way. Ball or Oubre. I think that's a close one too. The Pelicans Rockets game has a better chance staying close. So I think Ball is probably the safer option, whereas Oubre, there's a good chance Phoenix could get blown out with Milwaukee basically fully healthy. But if Phoenix is going to keep it close, we're probably going to see a big game from Oubre. We're probably going to see a big game from Booker. So it's all about, how do you think that game turns out? Again, I'm kind of leaning towards the blowout. So right now, I only have Brook Lopez and Bledsoe in that game. I think Bledsoe can still get me there in like 3.5 quarters. And then I'm basically just going full game stack there with the Pelicans and the Rockets. But, you could also make the argument to stack Phoenix and Milwaukee, because that could be definitely a good game as well. Again, if it stays close, like you could run it. Let's see, you could run a Kobo value or one of those other guards, right? You could go Devin Booker, you could go Oubre, and then you can run it back with a few of these Milwaukee guys, right? You can spend up Giannis, who I think is going to be contrarian. You could go Eric Bledsoe. You could go Brook Lopez. Like, that is a viable option as well for GPP line. So, yeah. Let's see. Westbrook, Booker, Hutchinson, Oubre, Ibaka, Ball, DHJ Lopez is my line. Wait, who's DHJ? Oh, Daniel House. Okay. Yeah, that's good with me. Ball, Harden, House, Booker, Westbrook. Let's see. Hutchison, good value play. I'm okay with him. There's a chance he could start. 3.4K. I mean, is in the starting lineup. That must have just came out. Yeah, that must have just came out about 10 minutes ago. Okay, so he's starting. He's a lower usage guy, but 3.4K is pretty cheap. Or wait, is that? Yeah, Chandler Hutchison will start. Okay, so we have Daniel Gafford will play. So that is pretty significant as well. I did not see that. With Daniel Gafford now playing, where is he at? He's at 3.5. Now I'm a little bit worried with those center minutes for Chicago. Like, I don't know if I would play Gafford or Cornette or Felicio. Those minutes are kind of up in the air. I think Hutchison's a viable punt option at 3.4K, so I'm okay with that. DiVincenzo over Booker. Yeah, I mean, DiVincenzo's going to play a lot more. Or DiVincenzo over Boucher. Yeah, DiVincenzo's going to play a lot more minutes, so he's probably the safer option. Boucher probably gets about 15 or so in a close game, but 20, 25 in a blowout. Lonzo and Holiday in the same line, perfectly good with that. I'm so tempted to put Tyler Johnson over Okobo. Definitely viable, right? I'm a little bit torn on Kobo. I don't have him in right now, but yeah, would you play Zion and Ingram? Yes, I think you can. Brook, Giannis, and Westbrook, hopefully the value hits. Yeah, I mean, I like that. Westbrook, LOL. Holiday, Zion, or Harden, Tucker. I will go Holiday and Zion there. Could Jalen Locke be a sleeper? I don't know about his minutes, right? Like, I don't think I would do that. Let's see. You rock. Thanks, buddy. $3 super chat from Paul B. Appreciate that, man. Thank you. Zion and Ingram together? Yes. Again, I think you can definitely play both those guys together. Who do you like more, Bridges or House on DK? I think I like House a little bit more than Bridges. They're pretty similar, to be honest. So, yeah, Bridges is 4K, I believe. Bridges is 4K. He's a low usage guy, but he's also going to play big minutes. Like, they're both pretty low usage guys, but they're both going to get good run. I think you can play both if you want to. Bridges, I mean, Phoenix is really, really short-handed, where even if that game blows out, I could see Bridges still playing a decent amount. Right? I could still see him playing in like the fourth quarter if it blows out. Him and House are very, very similar to me. I just think House gets a little bit more minutes. I think he's in the slightly better spot, so I'm going to give the edge to House over Bridges, but I'm perfectly fine going to Bridges there. Again, I think you can play both if you want to. Let's see. Kobe White, yeah. So if that game blows out, I think he gets extended a bit. Even so, I think he gets a little bit more run with no Chris Dunn. He got 25 minutes there that last game. He's a guy that, can have upside, right? We've seen 30 plus from Kobe White. So another one of those guys that I'm okay taking a shot with for value. Let's see. Who do you like more, Bridges or House? Yeah, so I just kind of went over that. I think it's House, but they're very, very similar to me. Locke projected at 12 minutes. Yeah, so I don't think I could do that. Let's see. Cornette, yeah. So I'm not as high on Cornette now because what's his name is going to play? Where is Chicago? Because Daniel Gafford's going to play. Did they announce the starting lineup besides we know that Hutchison's going to start? So I don't see the rest of the Bulls starting lineup. I'm interested to see who they end up going with as starting center, because I think Daniel Gafford is a viable punt play. Like, he's a guy that does have upside. He can get blocks, steals. If he starts and gets like 25 or so minutes, I could definitely see you going there. The issue is, right now they have Cornette, they have Gafford. They can still use Felicio if they want. So I'm a little bit worried with those minutes there. DK, I'm predicting a GPP takedown from you today. Hopefully, man, that would be great. Let's see, a Kobo, a trap. Yeah, it's definitely possible a Kobo's a trap, right? I have no idea how many minutes he's going to get. I would not be surprised if he gets 25 to 30 if he plays well, or he could play 15, right? They have Tyler Johnson. They have Javon Carter they can use. They can run Booker at the point. So I don't have him in my lineup right now, but I could definitely see him getting like 20 plus fancy points at min price. Does DiVincenzo get blowout run? That's a good question. I think he can. I don't know. Like they're gonna use like Connaughton. They'll probably use. I'm trying to think. They'll use Sterling Brown in a blowout. Probably like Dragan Bender. I think there's a chance he still could get blowout run. Right. I don't think like these are guys for sure are not going to get blowout run. Are Giannis, Middleton, Bledsoe, Ersan, and Brook Lopez. Those are the guys that I think if the game turns into a huge blowout, they do not get the run. DiVincenzo, I could still see him playing. He's a young guy, right? Second year in the league. He's not like a star on the team. He's more of a role player. So I think he could still get run in the blowout if it blows out. Super Bowl today. Let's go Lions. Yeah, Super Bowl. I'm excited to watch that. Yeah, if you guys are interested too, I uploaded a video for the Super Bowl Showdown slate. I'm only making one lineup today, but I'm hoping for a shootout. I'm playing both quarterbacks. I'm playing Emmanuel Sanders. That's the way I'm going. Hart or JJ Redick, pretty similar to me. I think both get about 25 or so minutes. Really good spot. That's basically a coin flip. It's really close with those two guys. I'll go Josh Hart, I guess, but it's really that's basic coin flip. Good luck today. Thanks for everything. Of course, man. Ball, Harden, House, Ingram, Brook, Ibaka, Redick, and Bledsoe. What you think? I like that a lot. That is really similar to my lineup. So yeah, I like that a good amount. Let's see. I'm due for a big day. Hopefully, thanks. Okay, Hutchinson, Hart, or Redick. Very close. I think I like the upside a little bit more with either Redick or Hart. So I'd probably go one of those two again. That's almost a coin flip there with Hart or Redick. But like these are two guys that I think if they run more small ball, like they're gonna get more runs. So I would probably go with one of those Pelicans guys. Now Hutchinson's a perfectly fine value play, right? He's just a pretty low usage guy, but yeah, it's such a close one. I think I like the upside a little bit more with one of those Pelicans guards. Niners, baby. Yeah, I mean, I'm rooting for a good game. I don't really have a strong lean. I got Westbrook, Booker, Oubre, Ingram, Ibaka, Okobo, House, and Lopez. Yeah, I like that. Like I said, if Phoenix doesn't keep that game close, we're probably going to see a big game from Booker and Oubre. So I do like that. Let's go. Cornette or Hutchinson? I would probably go Hutchinson now with Gafford back. I think I would go Hutchinson there. You ever try a money knife fight, DK? I have not, but I have seen some other people use it. Let's go. This projection's almost lock. Yep. Thank you, man, for the insight. You were the best out there. Appreciate that, dude. But yeah, we're almost at lock. We can go over ownership. I mean, I got everyone but a couple guys in that last game going right now. I assume we're going to get a lot of ownership in the Rockets Pelicans game. See. All right, we are at lock, so it always takes a minute or two to get ownership. I want Harden, Drew, Ingram, Boucher, Westbrook, Connaughton, Hutchinson. Yes, you're going complete stars and scrubs, but I like that, right? You're loading up in that. You're playing both Harden and Westbrook, which I think is going to be very contrarian. I don't think a lot of people are going to do that. And I could see both of them still having huge upside games like in this matchup. So I do like that. GL guys, Lonzo, Holiday, Oubre, Tucker, Ibaka, Westbrook, Hart, Lopez. Let's go. Have a good Super Bowl. Yeah, man, I'm excited for the Super Bowl. Let's go over some ownership, though. Let's see. So, $44. All right. We have Harden at 46% owned, House at 45%. Brook Lopez is only 31% owned. Lonzo Ball, 9%. I have Ingram at 42%. And my low-owned guy today is Eric Bledsoe, revenge spot. That's a shot, I was willing to take there. But let's take a look at some other ownership. Westbrook's at 62% compared to Harden at 46%. So Westbrook a little bit higher owned there. Drew Holiday, 16%. Okobo is 51%. So looks like a lot of people are taking the shot there in Kobo. I'm perfectly fine there. Oubre's 34%. Let's see. Tucker's 16%. Mikal Bridges, 41%. JJ Redick's 14%. Giannis, 37%. So ownership kind of spread out. Looks like Okobo is the highest owned value guy. I'm perfectly fine there, right? My whole issue was they have other guys that can use. So that was my only concern there. But he is a starting point guard. He is min price. I didn't end up going with him. It could hurt me, but yeah, let's see. Ayton, 29%. Let's see, what else do we got? Ingram again, 42%. It seems like a lot of guys have the same idea, kind of loading up in these first games. But yeah, no ownership is like crazy. Like no one's super chalk, right? I think Westbrook's the highest owned guy in this tournament at 62%. But yeah, I'm pretty excited for this slate. Thanks, DK. Good luck. 8 and 15% owned. Give me all that. Yeah. I mean, Brook Lopez, not a very good defender. I got Bledsoe, Trap, City, Okobo. Could be a trap, or he could have a solid game, right? I just have no idea how many minutes he's going to get because they have other guys that can use. Harden going to go off. He doesn't like Ingram. Remember that little fight they had? Oh, you're right. Yeah. I got Ball at 8%, Zion 18%, the $27. I like that, right? Two low-owned guys and a 250 over-under. I like that a lot. Well, it was mainly CP3, but Harden was in there too, right? All right. I think, let's see. What about Terrence Davis? I could see taking a shot on him. The issue is just the minutes, right? Even with Norman Powell out, I could see them just giving a lot of minutes to McCaw. But if I knew Terrence Davis was going to play like 20 to 25 minutes, I would really like him as a value play. I don't know how many minutes he's going to get. Did you play Westbrook? I did not. I played Harden. Yeah, my lineup right now is, I can just show you guys. I have, here, let's go over it. So this is what I went with. I went with Bledsoe, Harden, House, Boucher, Lopez, Lonzo, Ingram, and Ibaka. I'm playing Boucher and Ibaka together. I really think they can dominate that front court. Ibaka, even if the game blows out at 6.2K, I could see him getting there in like 25 to 30 minutes. Whereas Boucher, if the game blows out, even if the game stays close, right? So I liked both those bigs for Toronto. And then again, Ingram, Lonzo. I liked a lot of pieces to that game. Harden and House are the two guys I went with on the Houston side. And then I went with a low-owned Bledsoe. That's a shot I'm willing to take. 7% owned, revenge spot. I know Giannis is playing, but no George Hill. I'm okay with it. And then Brook Lopez only 31% owned. I like that at 3.9K. So that's what I went with. We'll see how it goes. Let's see. OG for all the money. I took Russell Westbrook. Yeah, I mean, close call. Westbrook a little bit higher on than Harden, but I'm perfectly fine with either of those guys. Again, someone did play Harden and Westbrook together. I mean, I like that, right? Like this game is a huge 250 over under. So yeah. All right, I think I'm gonna hop out here, guys. So do appreciate all you guys coming to check out the live stream. I'm gonna go get ready to watch the Super Bowl. Hopefully we all win some money. But yeah. Thanks again, guys, and I will see you. I'll have a video up for Monday slate. Don't know if I'm going to get it up later tonight. We'll see. I'll probably try to get it up later tonight. But yeah, good luck, everyone. Have a good Super Bowl Sunday, and I will see you guys all tomorrow.